Hi, everybody. We really don't have a whole lot to go over tonight, but we want to go ahead and just make it clear where we are. With the Russell 2000, we can see that we're still trading in between a widening 50 and 200-day moving average. We're still stuck between these recent July lows and July highs. As long as we stay in between here without making any heavy volume move, there really is nothing to do. Our internal indicators suggest that there is still more declines to come. So if you're extremely bullish here, I would pull it back a little bit. However, tonight after hours, Chipotle Mexican Grill crushed earnings and sales, and is gapping higher in a buyable gap up. So if CMG can hold those gains until tomorrow, it'll make a good buyable gap up candidate. It's just up too much for me. 10%, I can't chase 10%, but if you want to go for it, go for it. I'd watch the seed intraday, see how it reacts on a pullback, and then if you want to buy support. But I don't know why you'd focus on that when we have so many small cap stocks exploding. If you are day trading, you need to focus on stocks like Glue with the Kim Kardashian mobile game and this Dino Hunt game that they have coming out, and then stocks that are moving based on having to provide water to these drought-stricken areas like FSI. There's just so much movement intraday. There's no point in sticking to these big cap stocks. As for possible new longs for us, VRX, there's earnings ahead of it. It's still consolidating. It's like one of the few stocks I flagged. Juniper I flagged. It's still consolidating. It isn't a new long yet. WBAI still consolidating. Isn't a new long yet. But all these should be watched for a post-earnings viable gap up. Plug Power and BLDP put in very strong sessions. Plug was followed intraday by a lot of chat rooms, and they got on it early, produced some choppy yet good gains. I'm still watching it to base out more. Hopefully it can get higher on this cup pattern, get closer to these old March highs, and then handle out, and then we can get long the next breakout. If not, no big deal. Like I said, this market looks kind of sketchy. Even though we're still uptrending here, you can see as we base sideways, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 clear shaded bars and only one clear open bar. We got some great intraday tails, but until we blast out, for instance, like above this level right here, I'm not going to be too bullish on this index. I'm going to stay very, very neutral. That will go along with the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average, even though they are near new highs. The recent action on an intraday basis leaves a lot to the imagination, so we'll see how we resolve. So neutral to bullish on those indexes, neutral to bearish on the Russell 2000, and the NASDAQ straight up neutral. But if you're looking at the NASDAQ 100 stocks, we're still near new highs, so everything is good. But there isn't much to go over besides that. Possible short position also, if you want to go short ACTG, that's a daily breakdown. I still don't want to go short this market until we're out of a neutral condition to a sell condition. And then we have 3 sells. ISR is a 25% sell. Why? It's still trending up above the 50-day moving average. Well, now it's not only lost its max green bop or heavy green bop, it's now lost its green bop. So it's time to go ahead and take another 25% off the table. If it closes below the 50-day moving average, we'll be completely out of this stock. RSE also, even though it's got max green bop and looks fine, it was consolidating. Like I said, I needed to see it continue to consolidate on low volume and then break out higher, preferably above 1751 within a week. It's still holding my ultimate final cut loss level. At the fact that it's closing down on a higher than normal volume in this base, that's going to be a 50% sell signal. Basically, it gets one more day to move. If it either loses that max green bop or is down again, there's a lot of possibilities for this to be sell. And as you can see here, TSV and MACD is rolling over and shooting down. That's not a bullish set up as it is either. And MCK, Kate was a new long. See how it trades tight, and actually from where it opened to where it closes actually slightly up. See how GB traded tight right after a long? It didn't move up right away, but it really didn't move down. So everything is fine with those. MCK, on the other hand, immediately moved lower, closing below the open. That was my final cut loss since earnings are coming up. The stock should have followed through on that breakout immediately or gone nowhere and then followed through. The fact that it's not full sell, you can see TSV and MACD is rolling over. So we also have warning signals to get out of that one before earnings. All right, everyone, it's earnings season, so it's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. I just now realized that I'm operating with right around 38% cash after my sells. I'll be about 10% short and then right around 50% long this market. So it's anywhere from 8 to 10, 38 to 40, 48 to 50% long. You know, it's all within that little range, but you get a good idea of where I stand heading into the session on Tuesday. Thank you.